What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. First of all, we've hit 100 subscribers. Thank you everyone for subscribing and let's make it 1,000 now. So I'm going solo on this video as Karl is away on some personal stuff and I need to do some upgrades on the Audi. The dyno day or the second dyno day is soon coming up, and for that reasons I have some stuff that needs to be done. So first thing that I need to do is to install a fuel pressure sensor. So I have a sensor like this. It's some it should be a plug and play solution for the Max Eco, and which I also have this wiring here that I did while installing the ECU. So the wire is over here. This sensor should plug in right here to the fuel pressure regulator. So it should be a direct fit. The plan is to connect it first, and I think I need to do some research on if this sensor needs calibrating, or like how do you make sure that the pressure that it sends or the signal that you send to the ECU is correct. It could be that the pressure sensor needs calibrating, but to be honest I'm not sure, because in the ECU you can actually choose this exact pressure sensor code or this type of sensor, and there's like a preset there already, so I need to make some research. And the second thing I was planning to do is actually to install a physical button or convert an existing button to one that activates launch control and the flat shifting on this ECU. Actually, I was planning on using the tablet solution, so it's also possible to do some switches here. So for example, I could use this switch to activate the launch control function. To be honest, I've been using this tablet solution for a while now, and it's not always connecting and it feels unsecure to use it as this button. So I don't want to end up in a situation where, for example, I'm in a drag racing lineup and the tablet will not connect to the ECU, and then I cannot activate launch control and flat shifting. So that would be a really stupid mistake, and I would really like to avoid that. So my plan was actually that I will use this front fog light switch to activate the launch control, as my car right now doesn't have front fog lights. It used to with the OEM bumper, but right now there are just some carbon inserts here, so this is the place where the fog lights actually should be. And I think I can repurpose this switch over here to Max Eco digital input for me to actually activate launch control. So I don't really like those aftermarket switches that you can flip on and off, and I would like to keep this interior as clean as possible, and that's why I thought maybe that's a good idea. So yeah, I don't know, let's try it out. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. It should work. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Okay, let's do it. So I got the pressure sensor connected up, and let's see if it shows me any value. Anyway, in the ECU I had a whole bunch of different options over here, so I made sure that I have exactly the sensor with this code, and chose the display only for now. So I want to test it out, and it seems that at least in the input section I'm reading 9.3 bars right now, so which is a lot of fuel pressure. So it doesn't feel right at the moment, but so I actually just primed the fuel pumps for a few times and checked if the pressure changes or anything, but I think we're gonna need to start it up and see if it makes any difference. So let's try it out. Gonna start the car. Nope, doesn't like that sensor. So let's keep on fighting, and I'll try to make sure what's up with that. Okay, so I played around with the settings a little bit, and it seems that we have an option here to set the offset adjustment, and for that we need to connect a manual pressure gauge. So to see actually to get a manual reading and to calibrate this digital one, and right now I don't have one. So I guess we'll need to source a manual fuel pressure gauge and connect it and see what the difference are, and then set the offset on the ECU. So I have no idea what the fuel pressure right now should be or what it is, but at least the sensor is working and it's reading some value. I don't know. But I think I'm gonna disconnect it for now, as it doesn't give me any useful information, and it only probably will cause some confusion. So yeah, that's not gonna work. But let's get on to the next one. Okay, working on the launch control button. So I got the OEM fog light switch out, so it looks like this. And now I want to make sure which pins does it actually connect for when the switch is activated. So it's a push style switch. So when I push it in, it stays in, and when I push it again, it comes out. So it's actually perfect for the launch control function. And looking at the OEM wiring, so I don't want to cut these wires. So maybe in the future I will still use it as fog light switch and make a new one for the launch control. But for right now, I will just tuck this one in and find out which pins will be connected when the switch is activated, and make my own contacts here, and which I will connect to the ECU. So looking at the wires here, I'm getting a strong feeling that they should be these two bottom ones which are connected, and looking at the switch, it should be these two at the bottom here. So let's try it out with the multimeter. I have this on the beep function, so when I have a contact, it should beep like this. So right now, as the switch is turned off or at the off position, I should get no beep here when I try those two. And now, when I touch the bottom of these two, yep, nothing. And when I turn it on, like this, I should get a beep here. Yep, works. So let's try again. Turn it off. Nothing. Turn it back on. I have a beep. Awesome. So now I know it works, and I can use it as a launch control function. So my plan is, I will find the wiring scheme right away and show you guys what my plan is. So give me a second. Okay, found the diagram. So my plan is to use the digital input function for wiring the switch. So one of those ones I tested right now should go to the digital input. So one of those digital inputs that the ECU has, it should have like 4, and one should still be available to use. And the other pin should go to the ground connection to any point in the car's chassis. So when I press the switch in, it should activate the ground connection to the ECU, and the digital input should go active. And this one will give me the function of the launch control, and it should be good to go. So let's try it out. I need to find some pins here to connect, some wires, and ground connection somewhere down here, which shouldn't be a problem. And yeah, I'll try it out and see if it works. Okay, a small update. So I have the OEM button over here, made 2 wires, push them on the pins here. So the wires are the green and the red one. Have them hooked up to the multimeter. And now let's test it out before connecting to the ECU. So if I push this button, I should hear a beep. Let's try it. Yep. Turn it off. On. Nice. Definitely works. And now I'm gonna connect it to the ECU. So one wire goes to the digital input, one wire goes to the chassis ground, and it should work like a charm. So I will do the wiring down here, and then we can test it out if it works. Okay guys, I got everything connected up. So I mapped the switch to digital input 5 and launch control stage 1. So over here, when I press in the button, you should see that the status changes. Yep, turns to 1, turns back to 0. And I set it up here as well. So I added this small counter. So when I press in the button, it shows me launch control active and back to 0 again. So active, not active. At least one of the missions succeeded. So that's a good thing. Gonna warm it up and we'll see. Give it a go. Okay, the button is connected, car is warmed up, and let's give it a test. So right now the button is disabled, as you can see from here, and when I give it the rev, goes up without a problem. So let's engage the button. You can see that launch control is now active, and now let's give it a test. Oh yeah, it works. One more time. Let's give it a test again. Awesome. So I think my mission today has been successful, and yeah, hope to see you guys next time, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and check us out in Instagram as well. Link is in the description below. So awesome. See ya.